This is probably going to be the next drop that I do after the Tupac top. It's really a skirt because if you didn't have a top, you'd be naked, right? Welcome to day 3 of working on my fashion brand every day for 21 days while juggling a full-time job. If you're new here, hello, I am Shania and I am an aspiring fashion boutique owner. The only issue is I have a full-time job that makes it hard for me to focus on everything I need to do as an entrepreneur. And so I set up this 21-day challenge for myself to see how much I can get done if I dedicate 1 hour to my brand every day for 21 days. So join me on this journey. Let's go. Yesterday, I planned to do some admin work. I don't know what else I'll do tomorrow in terms of like maybe admin stuff, like maybe product descriptions. But to my surprise, the internet decided to go on a vacation.
Well, I'm going on vacation.
So I'm on the phone with someone from Optimum because my internet is not working.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulty with the internet services. Our engineers are aware of this matter and we have services and people get services restored. So there is an outage in your area.
Do you know if the issue is going to be resolved tonight? Like, will I have the internet back tonight?
Yes, ma'am. Our engineers are working on it. It will be resolved as soon as possible.
Does that mean tonight?
I hope so, ma'am.
So I took it as a sign from the universe just telling me to focus on some manual labor. So I just picked up from where I left off yesterday with working on the back panel for the corset skirt. And right now, I am just kind of working on the back panels. So I need to do the same thing that I did with this, which was adding the eyelet and just kind of sandwiching these two pieces together so that I can create the corset. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. My journey with fashion started with what we now call upcycling, but at the time, I don't think there was really a term for repurposing clothes or repurposing items in general. But I remember I just always wanted to kind of be different. Like, I wanted to show myself as different, and I knew that fashion would be the way for me to do it. Some things that I used to do was I would take like the holders for curtains and I would wear them around my neck like chokers. I would take t-shirts and like slice and dice the bottom half of them to give like a fringe kind of look and then add like beads at the bottom of the fringe. I would also like bleach my jeans, for example stars, like I would draw a star with bleach onto my jeans, and a bunch of other things. So I used the second work session to look for fabric that I could use to make the lining for the corset skirt. I was willing to either take fabric from an already existing garment or to either see if I could find fresh, untethered fabric. In the end, I decided to go with this beautiful hot pink satin-like fabric for my lining. This would be awesome. I don't know that this is enough. So far, I managed to cut one pattern piece for the lining. I'm just going to continue with all the rest of the pattern pieces, but something that I've been thinking is like, man, a projector has been heavily on my mind. Like, I'm super TikTok influenced for getting a projector because I'm like, it takes so much time to like lay down the pattern. And even before I lay it down, I have to cut it out. Sometimes I trace it because I'm too scared to cut around, because I've had instances where I've actually like cut into the pattern. And low-key, if you think about it, if you cut down the pattern every time you cut around the pattern, you're literally making your pattern smaller and smaller and smaller each time. Right under here is where I sliced a little chunk of the pattern, and here as well. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see it. And basically, if that happens every time I cut the pattern, like this whole piece is gonna get smaller. And I feel like if I had a projector, like I literally would be cutting exactly on the line. Like you can't get any more accurate than that, can you?
It's incredibly accurate.
I just feel like it would make my process a lot faster. My plan is to use the last 20-minute session to just finish cutting the rest of the pattern pieces. I don't know that I'll actually be able to cut all of the pieces in 20 minutes. That would be really nice. So even if I can get all of the pieces for the front, which is a total of 4, I think, that'll suffice too. But we'll see how far along I get. As far as I can remember, the very first thing I ever sewed was a tote bag that I made out of an old pillowcase, and I actually hand stitched it with needle and thread. And then the first time I ever used a sewing machine was to sew some pieces for my high school's fashion show. At the time, I had no experience with using a sewing machine, so I had my aunt teach me the basics for how to set up the sewing machine, understanding which measurements I would need based on the designs that I had sketched, and also how to thread the machine. And yeah, she taught me the basics, and then from there I was able to create these designs for the fashion show. Not too bad for a first-time sewist, right? When I say that I had just enough fabric, I mean nothing else, because look, I have this piece to trace and then I have to flip it over, and it's literally going to take me to the edge of this. So, and I remember I was looking at it like, I don't know if this is gonna be enough, right? Recap. This would be awesome. I don't know that this is enough. It's perfect. So, and the good thing about it is that I don't even have to cut any pieces for that corset panel, since like that has the double shell fabric. So all is well in my world. So session 3 actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I had time to cut all 4 panels for the front of the skirt, and I actually had time to cut half of the back of the skirt. I literally just have to cut the 2 center back panels, and then I will be done with cutting all the pattern pieces. And then the next steps after that really would be to sandwich the corset panels into the sides, add the zipper, and then sew the lining to the shell, and then add the wire under the cups, and then obviously make the drawstring as well, and it'd be done. One thing that I am a little bit concerned about is the cups area. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but like I literally can stick my finger in there because there's gaping. So I have a feeling that I might need to contour the pattern so that it really like hugs the curve, you know? But I might be wrong. It's also very possible that once I install the zipper, once all the seams are sewn, once the wires are installed, and once it's on a human body, like this gaping issue won't be a problem. So I'm not gonna contour or do anything to the pattern just yet. I'm just gonna follow the rules and stick to the plan and see how it goes. And then if I need to adjust anything, then I'll do that after the final sample has been made. I know you're probably curious about what happens in the next episode, right? So here's the sneak peek. I need to sew the other 2 panels, and then once I sew the other 2 panels together, then I'll sew it to this piece, and I'll be all done with the lining. And then if I have enough time, then I'll connect the front. If you are also working on a fashion brand, leave a star emoji in the comments, and then if you have like a website or IG handle or TikTok handle, whatever, leave that next to the star as well, because I'd love to check out your business, see what you're working on. And after all, this is a community and sharing is caring, so let us know what you're up to. And until next time, ciao.